Nebraska stand, gonna find a way to change the game. You tell me that I should stay, trust what you say, and that it's all okay. But everything starts to feel like a con, and I'm the pawn. Am I right or wrong?
I hope you're ready for another season of Knock On, because it is going to be a good one.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another season of Knock On. And it's hard to believe that we're already in our 6th year now, but one thing that I can promise you is regardless of what you've learned in the past or what excitement you've had from previous hunts, nothing is going to compare to what you're going to get to see this year on the show. To start things off, a certain unfortunate event at the end of last season ended up paving the way for me to have one of the most unforgettable and unbelievable hunting seasons I could have ever imagined. And from there, the Knock On crew has done an awesome job of putting down some big animals, and we've once again pushed the bar even higher to bring you better educational segments to make you a better at-home hunter and bow and arrow mechanic. Enjoy the show. This season is going to start out quite different than I would have ever wanted it to, because at the end of season 5, right after we concluded filming, I went ahead to practice, pulled my bow back, and had my left humerus knuckle blow through the back of my shoulder socket. Completely destroyed my labrum and had several tears. Formed a huge cyst, which then leaked into the back of my pectoral muscle, and ended up having to go in for about a 5-hour surgery. It's been 8 weeks now. I just got out of my sling a few days ago. I'm not able to use my left arm. I only have about a 5-degree range of motion. I can't pick my left arm up much above my belly button. It's been quite the adventure, let me tell you. But turkey season is starting tomorrow. So we came out here, we set up some bail blinds, and I learned how to shoot this bow the same way the Paralympic archers do, and that's using your mouth. So this is going to be an unbelievable start to the season for me if I can get some hunts down with this setup, because I'm having to shoot a left-handed bow. I use my right arm, which is the opposite arm that I'm used to aiming with. I actually have to bite down on this little mouthpiece that I have right here, and I hold this with my teeth as I push my bow forward. I have to close my dominant eye so that I'm using my left eye to center my peep, center my pin housing, aim the bow with my opposite arm, and then as I'm aiming, relax my jaw until I get a surprise shot. So I'm really confident at how I'm shooting inside of 20 yards, so any type of opportunity we get, I'm going to take it. So I'm out here, I'm going to practice exactly how I play and make sure that I'm on target. So stay with us for an awesome show, and I'm sure a pretty adventurous first few episodes of this season. That's what I'm talking about right there. Knock On TV is brought to you by Hoyt. Get serious, get Hoyt. Under Armour, go where you don't belong. Stealth Cam, game cameras. Redneck, bail blinds. Sherlock, hunting sights. Nocturnal, lighted Nocks. Fuse, hunting accessories. And Yamaha, ATV and side-by-sides, real world tough. I'm John Dudley. I'm an archer. I'm a bow hunter. I am defiant. After being teased by those big gobblers, I had this big group of jakes come in, and I was lucky enough to get them to turn because I was eager to let one rip with this mouth tab.
Yeah, right in the drummies. Oh.
Did a lot of practicing. I was confident, 20 yards and under, and just feel super blessed to have this Jake come in, put on a little show in front of the Dave Smith decoys, and we were able to make an awesome shot, hit him right through the drumsticks, and couldn't be happier. Got several tags here in Nebraska, got my good buddy Jamie behind the camera, and I'm sure you're going to have an awesome episode with plenty more toms because I can tell you, they're here. Stay with us.
Dead Center.
Hey everyone, for this first Dead Center segment of the season, I want to talk about a topic that I think is going to be critical to how this whole season's starting, and that is, how did I set this bow up in order to shoot with my mouth? So first off, I want to say thanks to all the para archers out there who are really my inspiration for being able to take this negative and make it into a positive, because whenever I've watched the para archers compete, it's nothing but an inspiration. And I definitely need to thank specifically Jeff Fabry for helping me in knowing how you guys build these mouth tabs. There's a lot of different ways to do it, but the way that I ended up going with that's really worked super well for me this past season was to take a nylon strap just like this, and this is actually a strap off either a small dog leash or the lanyard off one of my old range finders. I've used a couple different ones because they do wear out. But it has a small looped end, which normally there was a buckle through there. I cut the buckle off, and I cut this at a length to where when I bite on it, the front of my lips are right at the fold, and the back of this tab is actually back at the back part of my molars. So all I did was take my D-loop and feed that D-loop through the center of that loop that's on the nylon strap, and I pretty much tied this off the exact same way as what I would a regular D-loop. I'll just do that quick. The other thing that I had to learn how to do was actually shoot with my opposite arm, because obviously I had to start shooting a left-handed bow instead of a right-handed bow, simply because my left arm was out of commission. I had to hold with my right, push with my right. So because I had a left-handed bow, I had to learn to shoot with my left eye, my right grip, and what I learned was I needed to have a slightly larger peep sight than I normally would, simply because when I use a mouth tab, the string is slightly further forward on my face and the peep sight is slightly further forward from my eye. So that peep sight, I was not able to center my sight housing properly, so I ended up having to go with that bigger size, and it worked really well. I'm going to go ahead and just cinch this off quick, and then I'm going to just let you guys see me make a quick shot to see how this all works. And believe me, this was quite the learning experience, no doubt about it. And once again, thanks to all the para archers out there who were inspiration to me for learning how to do this the right way. So right there, I am totally set up. Back to shooting with my mouth again. And what's awesome is this is legitimately live. I haven't had to do this for several months now, so it's actually pretty cool. Bite the tab. There we go. Worked awesome. Expand your archery knowledge with Nock On Podcasts, the highest level of world-class archery information available on either iTunes or at nockon.podbean.com. If you can believe it, shooting that first Jake with my mouth was just as exciting as any huge tom that I've shot. throughout my many years of turkey hunting. This was like completely starting over as a bow hunter, and anything I could do was exciting. And as much as I wanted to wait for a big gobbler, I had to do it one more time.
Yeah, baby, that's a done deal. Stout.
2. 1 tag left. Two turkeys with a bow with a bummed out shoulder. Special thanks to everyone at Hoyt that teamed up, built me this left-handed bow with really low poundage. And thanks Jeff Fabry, one of the best pair archers and amazing inspirational stories I've ever known on an archery field. And I confided in him to help me build this mouthpiece and help teach me how these guys shoot like this, and just practiced. Came here to Nebraska, knocked on doors, found a great family that are here running an active cattle farm. As you can hear, there's no way around all the calves playing around, and can't thank everybody enough. I got my good friend Jamie Hackett behind camera. Thanks Jamie so much for coming, and this would have been a very, very hard one to film myself. So thanks everybody for watching.
Field Recon.
For the last few years, I've been really successful during this early hunt in Nebraska, and it's using a same type of technique as what you would for whitetails. I'm finding these crossings where these turkeys are continually going from their roost out to an area where they're feeding, because as this snow is still melting off the ground, they're continually going to the spots where they've scratched down to where they can get their food source. So instead of getting right on top of the roost or trying to be out in the middle of a wide open lot, I find these little crossings like this where these turkeys would much rather go through the fence instead of trying to fly over. These spots are always going to be where the wire's broken or where there's no woven wire or no gates. So try to find those spots, set up just on the outside so that the turkeys still feel comfortable coming and going, and you're going to definitely have your shots. After those first 2 birds, I really felt like I had the hang of shooting this new way, so Jamie and I went ahead and split up. So I was self-filming once again, and I had my mind set on shooting a big gobbler regardless of how long it took. But as luck would have it, on the last morning of the hunt, something happens once again.
Well, my luck keeps getting worse and worse. First it was my shoulder, and now on the way in today, I took a stick right to my eye and cut my eye. So spent a few hours in the emergency room, and I still have 1 tag left, so I came out here. Just had a couple really nice birds come by, but I cannot see to shoot. I tried drawing back, and my eye is so bad right now that I just could not see. My left eye is fuzzy too, so take the good with the bad, I guess. Good that I got a bird, 2 birds with my 1 arm, but now I've got 1 eye. Luckily my shooting eye is the one that's not hit, but as you can see, this has been a pretty obstacle-filled couple months, so don't know what to do. Hopefully this clears up here fairly soon, and if those birds come back, I can get a shot. Unbelievable. Never give up though. Never give up.
one eye cell film with one arm. You tell me that's not a story. I don't even know what to say. I can't believe it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I love archery. That's all I can say is I love archery. Wow. Crazy day. I set up here on this fence line where I'd seen a bunch of birds trying to cross in to go into the cattle lot, and set up my bail blind. Decided to use one of those new Muzzy turkey heads, and with the way I'm seeing, I figured go for the head or go for nothing. It's my first time using a head like that, and man, did it work. There's always going to be something cool happening on Nock On, I can tell you that. Against all odds, somehow or another, I got this done. Thanks everybody for watching, and Nock On.
Hey everybody, want to join the Nock On Nation? Go to knockonarchery.com to see our entire line of trendy Nock On gear. Enter promo code SHOWFAN and get a free signed photo from Dud. knockonarchery.com.
Nocked and ready to rock.
For this Nocked and Ready to Rock series, I want to go through the entire process that I do myself for choosing, building, and tuning my arrows for the bow that I've set up. So in this first segment, I want to talk about the types of arrow shafts that are available so that you can understand the different benefits and characteristics to each of these styles. The first is going to be an aluminum shaft, and this is really the shaft that was responsible for really propelling archery because it had so many different options and sizes, and it was much different than some of the older wood shafts that were available before this. This aluminum arrow is the arrow that holds the highest indoor scores ever shot in target archery, so you can tell just by that alone that it's proven for consistency, and a lot of that's because of the straightness of aluminum and also the consistency for how your components fit in that shaft. Now, years ago, there was a big swing towards carbon shafts because carbon gives you a lot of options for straightness, also for diameter, and it seems to have a lot less glare, and you just have way more options for the types of cosmetics you can put on it as well. You know, this is an all carbon shaft here, and you can tell that they've already put high definition graphics on the shaft just to help improve the looks. Now, one of the shafts that I've always preferred is an ACC type shaft, and that's an aluminum carbon shaft, which gives you the benefits to both of those previous shafts. This Easton ACC has an aluminum core tube and then a carbon exterior. So this gives you the best of both worlds, and it has no glare, and it also has great straightness and consistency values, which is going to be critical. We'll talk about that in a later segment. There's also a newer style to that, which is exactly the flip side, which gives you a carbon interior with an aluminum exterior, and that's a full metal jacket. And now they offer this in a 6mm size, which is actually a slightly different diameter than the original full metal jacket. This is a shaft that's been super popular in the last several years. Now, one of the most recent shafts that have hit the market is the micro diameter carbon shafts. This is an Easton injection, and you can tell that the actual overall size of this arrow is super small, and if you compare it to an aluminum arrow that we had to shoot years ago, you can tell there's a huge difference. So the benefits to having a smaller diameter arrow is the fact that you're going to have less wind drift, and you're going to have better ballistics, and also higher penetration because there's less friction as it's passing through. So all these shafts have slightly different options available for them, and some of these shafts may or may not be favorable for the type of hunting situation that you're going to have. So in the next segment, I'm going to go more into detail about sizing and spine and let you know how that relates to picking the right arrow.